Hey friend, welcome to Finding Life. My name is Brian Bell. I'm so glad you're here. It is Tuesday, March 7, 2023, week number 6, day number 2, live stream number 28 of the show, day number 66 of the year, of the new year. I'm still calling it the new year, even though we're in March, which means since it's day number 66, that after today, we're crossing over that 300-day threshold, and we're going to have 299 days left. So, let's know where we are, let's know where we're going, and let's live with intention. Good morning, live streamers. Robert Francis, first one on the show this morning. Good morning, Robert. Let me get you added in here, buddy. Good Tuesday morning. Robert, great to have you. As always, I so appreciate your support. And Robert texted us this morning and said, at 3:54 this morning, Robert says, I hit the snooze button too many times. So, Robert, whoo, I don't know, man. Bobby Bell, good morning. So great to have you. I picked up Bobby last night from the airport. I got a picture. Let's go over here to the picture. This is me and Jaden getting Bobby last night at LAX. So great to have Bobby back in our presence. We are complete again. And so that was great. So great to have you back, Bobby. Bobby is actually on her way to work right now. Had to jump right back into the mix. Got home late last night and then had to leave for work at 5:45 this morning. So she is back on the road. Chloe Bell, good morning, my beautiful daughter in Tennessee. Good morning. So great to see you. So great to have you on the show. Thank you for being here. Zach Bell, my brother from Tennessee. Yay, good morning, Zach. So great to have you on the show, bro. Good to see you. Good morning. Great to have all of you guys. Hey, have you guys seen the moon today? On the calendar says, I think it was today. Tuesday, full moon. Have you guys seen it? This morning I got up at a little before 5, walked into the bathroom. It's completely dark in there with this huge bright light coming in the window, and it was the moon. I love a big full moon. And hey, there's my mom. Good morning, mommy. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So great to see you on the show. So great knowing that you're here. I appreciate all of you. Hey, if you're on the live stream this morning, please let me know. You can ask questions. You can leave comments. I'll get them added to the show. If you're hearing this after the recording on YouTube or on the podcast, know that I record these every morning, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. Pacific from Anaheim, California, the happiest place on earth, the mayor says. So, yeah, that's part of our goal here, just to help you get started on a positive note, on a happy note, share some joy, some love, some sunshine. And so that's part of my goal too. So welcome. Yeah, join us anytime. My goal here is to live life true to me and help you live your life true to you. Let me know any way I can help. I do have a picture I want to share, another picture I want to share with, let me go back over here and I'll flip this over. Bobby sent this picture. This was Sunday morning at 5 a.m. Bobby got up in Puerto Vallarta to go use the bathroom, and this huge moon overshining the ocean. Yeah, if you're catching this on the podcast, you're going to have to jump over to YouTube and check out these pictures. I do have a link in the podcast, right below the podcast header. The first line there is a link to the YouTube video. So feel free to always jump over to YouTube and catch out my show and tell sessions. But anyway, yeah, I do love a full moon. I wish the iPhone could capture the full moon. Like, it cannot. I've seen Joe Rogan, some of his like Samsung pictures. Man, I've seen some incredible pictures of the moon through his phone, but my phone, I have the 11 Pro, so I am a little bit outdated, but I've yet to see a really good moon picture from the iPhone. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, what do we got? Yesterday, Lucas, I don't guess he's on the show with us this morning, but Lucas closed out the live stream with a quote. He said, if you fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. So I wanted to share Lucas's quote yesterday at the end of the live stream. If you fail to prepare, be prepared to fail. A couple of things I want to talk about this morning. Earlier, last night being in the airport, picking up Bobby, I've always said, I guess since I was in the military and living in Northern California and flying back home to visit family and coming in and going out, I've always said airports are they're the happiest and saddest place in the world because people are either reuniting, overjoyed to see each other like we were last night, or they're parting ways and they're brokenhearted, they're sad. And so airports, I've always thought about that. And then on Sunday, JC, one of our worship leaders at church, he was talking about, he said the juxtaposition of like what's going on in life. Like last week, he said they went to a wedding and they went to a funeral. And he was talking about that. And I had thought about that recently because I don't get on social media that much, but every now and then I'll just hop in just for like 30 seconds. I really try not to let it overtake my life. At one point several years ago, it got to where like anytime I was like driving down the interstate, I was like scrolling Facebook and I'm like, oh, this is gotta stop. And so I don't I take social media in very, very small doses. And so, but anyway, a couple of weeks ago, I hopped on Facebook just for a minute and I saw that like just in like 1 minute, I saw like a distant cousin of mine had lost his wife of like, I can't remember how long they'd been married, like 40 years, 50 years, is a long time. They had just lost their wife. And then another post where like someone had just gotten married. And it's just like everyone's constantly in a high or a low. And sometimes like I think about life before the internet, and even if you go back even further than that, before the news, think about how people used to live, and all they knew what was going on was in their own little world. And now we know like what's going on all around the world all the time. And it's just like, it's too much. It's too much for us to handle. And I really think that's what's like causing like so much anxiety and everything else in the world. It's like it's almost like we're not anywhere near God's level, but it's almost like we're just taking on way too much information. Like we're not designed to know what's going on all around the world and process that information and those emotions on a daily basis. It's just too much. So my thoughts on that are, you don't have to, you don't have to be on social media that much. You don't have to watch the news. I don't watch the news. Like very, 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 I really don't hardly watch any TV, honestly. I just don't have time. But I'm also just not, I just don't want to spend my life watching TV. I'd rather be living life than watching life, or like watching other people live their life. And so I do love movies though. I do love movies. But as far as like watching the news, it's usually negative stuff. It's almost always like, even when I do turn it on, it's just like killings, mass destructions. Like it's just like overloading with negative stuff that we don't need. And so just know that you don't have to watch the news. You don't have to be on social media that much. You don't have to. So we can still live and just know what's going on around us. It's possible. All right, what else? Let me see what else I got here. I want to mention like the 5 love languages this morning. One of the things I've been thinking about a lot lately, Dr. Gary Chapman, I just looked him up this morning. He's 85 years old. He was a marriage counselor, and he wrote the book, The 5 Love Languages. I don't know if you've read that book or if you are familiar with the 5 love languages, but I did get let me go back over here to the screen share. I did pull up a website this morning, just looking at the 5 love languages. This is just a random website that I just came across this morning. It's called Alive Counseling, and they're talking about the 5 love languages. So I want to talk a little bit about the 5 love languages this morning. Dr. Gary Chapman says, love is a choice you make every day. How to speak your spouse's love languages. So let's talk about these real quick. Dr. Gary Chapman says there's 5 different love languages. One is words of affirmation. And how you communicate this is you encourage, you affirm, you appreciate, you empathize, you listen actively. Our pastor at Echo Church, Jason Pope, this is his love language. He is a words of affirmation guy. He loves encouragement, affirmation. It says actions to take. Send an unexpected note, text, or card. Encourage genuinely and often. And so, hey, for those of you that know Jason Polk, send him some words of encouragement. He would love that. He really, really would. Another love language is physical touch. How to communicate, nonverbal, use body language and touch to emphasize love. So physical touching, how to take action. Hug, kiss, hold hands, show physical affection regularly, make intimacy a thoughtful priority. Physical touch. Third love language is receiving gifts. How to communicate this? Thoughtfulness, make your spouse a priority, speak purposefully, give thoughtful gifts and gestures. Small things matter in a big way. Express gratitude when receiving a gift. Quality time. Quality time is my love language. Quality time, uninterrupted and focused conversations, which can be challenging with small children. One-on-one time is critical. And that is so true. You can ask Bobby. Like, for me, that is like bullseye. Uninterrupted, focused conversations and one-on-one time. One-on-one time is critical. That's one thing that I've been talking a little bit about lately too, is like me and Bobby. That's an area that I can definitely work on being more intentional, is like me and Bobby having some one-on-one time. And so, like, before, when we were living in Tennessee, every year on our anniversary, we would go to the mountains and get a cabin. We'd go to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, somewhere in the mountains, and get a cabin and just have a weekend to ourselves. And we haven't had that. We haven't had that now, and probably since we moved here in 2019. So it's been like 5 years. It's been at least 5 years since we've had just a weekend getaway together. And so that's ridiculous. Like, that's way too long. So that's definitely an area that I can take ownership and be more intentional. And I'm going to work on that. It says here, I forgot what this category is called. Actions to take. Create special moments together. Take walks and do small things with your spouse. Weekend getaways are huge. There it is. That's me. Acts of service. This is Bobby's love language. Acts of service. Use action phrases like I'll help. They want to know that you're with them, that you're partnered with them. Do chores together, make them breakfast in bed, go out of your way to help alleviate their daily workload. And I strive for that. I know that's Bobby's love language. And I've actually, honestly, since, let me get back over here. Since starting this YouTube channel, it's really helped me out in so many ways. Like, in every area of life, I'm a happier person. I'm more productive. I'm still not getting enough sleep as I would like to, but it's like I have more energy, and it's all because I feel like I'm living life true to what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what I feel called to do. This YouTube channel, like, it's given me life. It's like, so that's the thing. I've talked about that before. Congruence, being in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. I feel really seriously, when we're living our life true to ourselves, this gives us our greatest joy. So I highly recommend it. All right. That was pretty long this morning. I'm going to get into the word. Sometimes I feel pressured trying to come up with things to talk about every single morning, Monday through Friday, and I don't want that pressure. And so really just want to do more go with the flow. Sometimes I think about, maybe I should just get up and read the word, but I really do want to, like, let's do life together, right? Like, let's do life together. Let's have community, and welcome you to join me every morning here, Monday through Friday, and let's just get our day started right. Oh, Bobby says, thank you, Bobby. Bobby says, you are great at it, with a little red heart. Thank you, Bobby. Love you, baby. So glad to have you back. All right, we're going to get into the word. We are laying the foundation with the word this year. The word is life. The word is the foundation to life. It's the foundation for finding life. And this first year on YouTube, I am laying the foundation with the word. Wisdom says in Proverbs 8:35, whoever finds me finds life. All right. Mark 7 says, small is the gate and narrow the path that leads to life, and only a few find it. So let's find it. That's what we're here to do. Hey, thanks for the like. I appreciate it. All right. As we continue reading on in Mark, leaving that region, they traveled through Galilee. Jesus didn't want anyone to know he was there, for he wanted to spend more time with his disciples and teach them. He said to them, the Son of Man is going to be betrayed into the hands of his enemies. He will be killed, but 3 days later he will rise from the dead. They didn't understand what he was saying, however, and they were afraid to ask him what he meant. After they arrived at Capernaum and settled in a house, Jesus asked his disciples, what were you discussing out on the road? But they didn't answer, because they had been arguing about which of them was the greatest. He sat down, called the 12 disciples over to him, and said, "Whoever wants to be first must take last place and be the servant of everyone else." Man, God's ways are the opposite of the world's ways. If you want to be first, you must take last place and be the servant of everyone else. Then he put a little child among them. Taking the child in his arms, he said to them, "Anyone who welcomes a little child like this on my behalf welcomes me. And anyone who welcomes me welcomes not only me, but also my Father who sent me." John said to Jesus, "Teacher, we saw someone using your name to cast out demons, but we told him to stop because he wasn't in our group." "Don't stop him," Jesus said. No one who performs a miracle in my name will soon be able to speak evil of me. Anyone who is not against us is for us. If anyone gives you even a cup of water because you belong to the Messiah, I tell you the truth, that person will surely be rewarded. But if you cause one of these little ones who trust in me to fall into sin, it would be better for you to be thrown into the sea with a large millstone hung around your neck. If your hand causes you to sin, cut it off. It's better to enter eternal life with only one hand than to go into the unquenchable fires of hell with two hands. If your foot causes you to sin, cut it off. It's better to enter eternal life with only one foot than to be thrown into hell with 2 feet. And if your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out. It's better to enter the kingdom of God with only one eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into hell, where the maggots never die and the fire never goes out. For everyone will be tested with fire. Salt is good for seasoning, but if it loses its flavor, how do you make it salty again? You must have the qualities of salt among yourselves and live with peace with each other. Then Jesus left Capernaum and went down to the region of Judea, into the area east of the Jordan River. Once again, crowds gathered around him, and as usual, he was teaching them. Some Pharisees came and tried to trap him with this question: "Should a man be allowed to divorce his wife?" Jesus answered them with a question, which he often did. "What did Moses say in the law about divorce?" "Well, he permitted it," they replied. "He said a man can give his wife a written notice of divorce and send her away." But Jesus responded, "He wrote this commandment only as a concession to your hard hearts. But God made them male and female from the beginning of creation. This explains why a man leaves his father and mother and is joined to his wife, and the two are united into one. Since they are no longer two but one, let no one split them apart. Let no one split apart what God has joined together." Later, when he was alone with his disciples in the house, they brought up the subject again. He told them, "Whoever divorces his wife and marries someone else commits adultery against her. And if a woman divorces her husband and marries someone else, she commits adultery." All right, today's psalm. "Oh God, we have heard it with our own ears. Our ancestors have told us of all you did in their day. In days long ago, you drove out the pagan nations by your power and gave all the land to our ancestors. You crushed their enemies and set our ancestors free. They did not conquer the land with their swords. It was not their own strong arm that gave them victory. It was your right hand and strong arm and the blinding light from your face that helped them, for you loved them. You are my king and my God. You command victories for Israel. Only by your power can we push back our enemies. Only in your name can we trample our foes. I do not trust in my bow. I do not count on my sword to save me. You are the one who gives us victory over our enemies. You disgrace those who hate us. Oh God, we give you glory. We give glory to you all day long and constantly praise your name." All right. And today's Proverbs, last but not least, today's Proverbs. Too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. That's what it says. All right. That's it. That's it for today's word. That's it for today's show. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. Make it a great day. Let's live with intention. Let's live lives true to ourselves. And let's find life true to specifically who we were created to be. I butchered that, but you know what I mean. I'm here every Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. live on YouTube. Come join me. Let me know any way I can help you find life. and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey friend, thanks for watching my video or listening to my podcast. Again, I'm so glad you're here. If you would like more information about finding life, please be sure to subscribe. Don't forget about my free PDF download, The Top 3 Keys to Finding Life, which also includes the one decision that completely changed everything for me and can for you too. I'll have a link to it below. If you would like to help me help others find life, please be sure to give me a like, leave me a comment, a review, share with your family and friends. Any activity I get helps me help others find life. Lastly, don't forget to let me know how I can help you. What challenges are you facing? What are you struggling with? Let me know how I can help you specifically. Leave me a comment, send me an email, or set up a call with me. Until next time, let me leave you with this. There is a common thread that connects us all, and there is more to life than meets the eye. If you have ever felt like there has to be something more to life, you're on the right track. Keep moving forward.
Yeah.